This is 7 National News. In our top story, the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Humanitarian and Charity Establishment has allocated 5 million dirhams for relief projects to assist millions of Somalis affected by the food shortages. The move follows the directives of President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan with the support of UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, to send urgent relief aid to the people of Somalia. The establishment set up an operation room to study round the clock the appropriate mechanisms to speed up dispatching humanitarian aid and specifying urgent relief priorities to those in need, in coordination with the UAE Embassy in the Somali capital, Mogadishu. Earlier, the establishment distributed more than 900 tons of foodstuff and other basic requirements to the people of Somalia. It had also built 15 hospitals and clinics. A new Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development report has revealed that the UAE spends more on aid to develop other countries than any other nation on earth compared to its wealth. Data published on Tuesday by the Paris-based organisation, which has a membership of 35 developed countries, noted that the UAE spent 15.23 billion dirhams worth of development assistance in 2016. UAE Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, hailed the news and stated via Twitter that the UAE does not provide conditional assistance for the sake of reciprocal interests. It does so only for the good and stability of all peoples. His Highness added that the OECD announcement coincides with the UAE's Year of Giving, which sees the Emirati people launch new charitable initiatives every day. The UAE is among the top donors for the 4th year and the first globally for the 3rd successive year. Last year saw the continuation of providing aid to Africa, which received 8.95 billion dirhams of the UAE's total development assistance, which is around 54%. Aviation industry experts and professionals attending the 5th edition of the World Aviation Safety Summit in Dubai highlighted that flying has become 5 times safer today than a decade ago, as new aviation safety technologies can mitigate accident risks on runways and provide accurate reports and friction forecasts in record time. As a series of accidents at various airports resulted in hundreds of flight cancellations and caused huge losses to airlines last year, leading aviation experts highlighted that airlines are still the safest mode of transport for people. While addressing some of the most pressing issues facing the aviation safety sector, including improvements to air traffic management and airspace design, officials stress that the aviation industry has to go beyond the best international practices employed in aviation safety and further their knowledge in order to ensure a safe and successful future for air travel. One key area debated at the summit was finding ways to improve airspace collaboration across governments in the GCC in order to reduce congestion and ultimately improve safety. As more and more airports in the region are concerned about air traffic congestion, experts highlighted that a centralised air traffic management system in the GCC will greatly improve air safety standards.
As you know, Dubai airspace is the most congested airspace worldwide. We are accommodating up to approximate more than 1,200 movement per day. And considering the Dubai airspace with that amount of movement is a huge. So therefore, the safety measure is our top priority. Therefore, we took certain process to adopt what is the best practice to avoid any kind of penetration through the drones. We took a lot of measures, and we are one of the first country worldwide implement a kind of process. Is very active. After we implemented, the result is unbelievable. We had from the day we implemented up to now almost we didn't have any penetration. So that is, it proved that, the process we implemented, it had end up with a good advantage.
Meanwhile, during a press briefing on the sidelines of the summit, Dubai Civil Aviation Authority officials unveiled details about new restrictions imposed on owning and operating drones in the UAE. A new law set to be introduced before Ramadan will mean that customers who buy a drone from a retail store will not be allowed to take it out of the shop until they register their drones or unmanned aerial vehicles and themselves with the authority. Authorities revealed that they are also planning to introduce registration cards, which will be similar in nature to a driver's license and can be acquired by anyone from hobbyists to professional drone operators.
The Dubai Civil Aviation Authority has a registration system whereby we register all operators, informal right up to the commercial entity. So from an informal perspective, from a hobbyist, you are required to provide us with your details as well as a passport photograph, the vehicle, in other words, the RPAS that you will be flying, the most common one being a DJI, the Phantom, or now the Mavic Pro. The Mavic that has a serial number, that serial number will be captured on the registration card, and as we can see over here, for example, the hobbyist, it has all the details, and the blue line indicates that you are a hobbyist and you're registered with the Dubai Civil Aviation Authority. That means that you've had a briefing and you are aware of the do's and don'ts and the safe and legal operations for RPAS operations within Dubai.
Authorities in Fujairah have discovered that a toxic type of henna continued to be sold in salons and beauty centres despite a countrywide warning against the products. Fujairah Municipality on Tuesday issued a circular to all beauty centres in the Emirate, warning establishments not to sell or use white or Chinese henna, in addition to any type of henna innovation that involves harmful chemicals. The crackdown on white henna started in 2015, and since then municipalities across the UAE have taken active measures to regulate the use of such cosmetic items. The campaign against the banned products is carried out in coordination with the Department of Public Health at the municipality. According to local reports, white henna can be dangerous as it contains chemical dyes and harmful components that can cause skin allergies and infections. These components, particularly industrial dyes added to the mixture, can cause allergic reactions leading to dermatitis and skin infections and causing swelling and redness that could require immediate medical care. The Roads and Transport Authority has announced that Dubai's bus network will further expand from April 15, with 11 new routes reaching new destinations. Of the 11 new routes, 10 will be metro feeder services, while 13 existing routes will be redrawn to accommodate more areas. Mohammed Abdullah Al Ali, Director of Planning and Business Development at RTA's Public Transport Agency, said that the launch of the new routes aims to meet the needs of public transport riders. The new routes cover different areas of Dubai, reaching destinations that see high traffic as well as areas that were not covered earlier. For more information on the changes, commuters can visit the RTA's official website. A number of mosques, parks, playgrounds and sports facilities will soon be developed across the Emirate of Abu Dhabi as part of the Urban Planning Council's innovation for the Year of Giving. According to local reports citing an official UPC statement, the urban sector regulator has partnered with 10 of the top property developers to set up the community amenities. At a seminar held this week, the entities identified locations with a need for more community structures and determined what type of facility would best benefit the locality. Details will be announced next week during the upcoming Cityscape Abu Dhabi exhibition. Finally this evening, after a slump in 2016, recruitment activity in the UAE and across the Middle East and North Africa region is starting to pick up, with companies offering thousands of employment opportunities during the first quarter of the year. The latest data released by Bait.com showed that employers in the region opened more than 32,600 fresh positions for job seekers between January and March this year. Out of the total vacancies, 10,149 are for UAE-based organisations. The actual numbers are expected to be higher, as the recent data doesn't take into account the postings made daily through the portal's CV search tool. The advised jobs are for candidates with qualifications and/or experience in sales and marketing, engineering and construction, finance and accounting, information and technology, and communications. Meanwhile, employers who are looking to recruit are not going for specific level or expertise and educational background. A growing number of companies in the UAE are, however, leaning towards hiring UAE nationals to comply with a government requirement. Findings of a survey conducted by the firm among 800 employers in the GCC region showed that only less than 3 in 10 companies were planning to reduce their headcounts this year, a decline from 40% in 2016. Bait.com's Middle East Job Index survey also showed that nearly 69% of companies in the UAE have plans to recruit staff this year.